Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all well. So my name is Heather. Those of you that have not met me, I'm one of the learning technologists for the EdTech Demonstrator project. And today we're going to be looking at NearPod. So what I'm going to do is just go through the agenda. What we're going to have a little bit of a practical demonstration, hopefully a little bit of a go. And basically today is just going to sort of a little bit of an overview of what NearPod is. If you do have any questions, I will try and keep an eye on the Teams. I do have another screen here, so I can sort of keep an eye on it. So if you want to put up any messages or any questions in the chat, please do so, or just raise your hand and I'll try and sort of keep an eye on that as well. Okay, and I will try and stop for questions throughout the webinar. Okay, so I'm just going to show you again. There we go. Yeah, so, yeah. A little bit of a rookie mistake there. I realised I wasn't showing my sound on. Okay, so NearPod. What is NearPod? Okay, so we're going to look at what is NearPod. We're going to have a little bit of a go at NearPod. I've created a little presentation that we can have a little go at, just to give you a flavour of what you can do with NearPod. It's a very big tool, NearPod. It's one of those tools that it's worth just getting to grips with the basics and then kind of building from there. But the fantastic thing about NearPod is there's lots of pre-made resources. As we're going to go through this, feel free, as you know, sort of you're listening to the webinar, to pop off and just have a go at some of these things that I'm going to be showing you, because we're going to be going through signing up for it, you know, how to use the library, creating a presentation from scratch, uploading from a document, etc. So some of these things you might think, you know what, I'm just going to have a little go at that while we're here, and feel free to do so. Okay, so what is NearPod? I'm just going to show you this little video. It's only a minute long. It just really just explains quite well what NearPod is, just to give you a bit of an overview of what it is.
Introducing NearPod. With NearPod, you can make every lesson interactive. Launch lessons your students can't wait to join, with collaborative, engaging activities like virtual reality, simulations, and gamified quizzes. As the teacher, you'll always know where your students are with NearPod's formative assessments, including polls, open-ended questions, draw-its, and more. Get started with what you already have. Upload any of your favorite resources, PowerPoints, Google Slides, and videos, including directly from YouTube. Then, add in media and formative assessment in a few clicks. And now you can add questions directly into videos to make them interactive. Get started even faster with our library of pre-made lessons and videos, built in partnership with some of your favorite brands. You can use them as is, or customize to meet the unique needs of your students. Once you're ready to launch your lesson, choose from 3 teaching modes. In live participation mode, you control the pace and students participate on their devices, either in person or remotely with web conferencing. In student-paced mode, students move through and participate on their own, whether they're working from home or in class working in centers, stations, or groups. With front-of-class mode, you can use NearPod without student devices and facilitate collaborative discussions. Imagine what you can do with NearPod. Your students will love lessons that combine engaging media with collaborative ways for them to show off how much they've learned. You'll love unlocking student understanding in real time and having reports to inform the next day's instruction. You'll wonder how you taught without it. Learn more and get started for free at nearpod.com.
Okay, just wanted to show that quick video because it really does tell you everything that what NearPod offers. Okay, so we're going to have a little go at try and have a little go at doing a little NearPod. So I'll just come off here. There we go. Off here. There we go. So this is my NearPod. This is the sort of account. And what I thought we'd do is we'd just have a little go at having a go at a NearPod. So I've done this little one on plants. It's very basic, but it might be quite good for something like primary school. And basically what we're going to do, save. There we go, just save that. What to save? There we go. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do live participation. Okay. And what this means is that I'm going to get you to play along with me live as basically as I'm going through the presentation. So this would be fantastic for remote teaching if you are doing a Teams meeting or a conference, live conferences, and basically you could set this up for your lesson. You could go through the slides, your students could follow along, and as you're going through, you could pop in some of these little tiny assessments, little collaboration opportunities throughout. As you can see, this isn't just a presentation tool. This really is a kind of all-encompassing tool that brings together learning content, and it also brings together assessment opportunities, collaboration opportunities, and it really does create a very good overall holistic learning resource. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on live participation. Okay. And if anybody does want to try it on another device or maybe try it on another tab, just pop in this code CW25H. So if you just pop to nearpod.com, and then there should be a little button, there'll be a join.nearpod.com, and then just pop in CW25H, and this will take you to the lesson. I'm going to do that now, and then you can have a look at it. So, feel free to just join in if you want to. If not, don't worry. So join.nearpod.com, and then just pop in the code. And then it should ask you to pop in your, there we go. There we go, and then you can just pop in your name when it comes up. I'm just doing that now. Heather, join lesson. There we go. Okie dokie. I'm going to assume everyone's done that, but if you want to just pop a little comment in the chat, or just, you know, raise your hand or something like that, just to let me know if you've done it. If not, then we'll just move on. Oh, we've got a few raised hands. Brilliant. Okay, you've managed to get on. Excellent. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, you can. This does integrate with Zoom as well. If you are a Zoom user, if you're students, if you do use Zoom, we don't use Zoom at our college, but there's also Microsoft Teams and things that we're going to go through shortly. Okay, so this is my very basic presentation, I would say, but basically it's all about plants. It's all about plants, and what I've done is I've created this slide, which we're going to show you, and basically I've created a little audio commentary. So if you have any students that struggle to read, you know, you can create a little introduction, and if I play, and you can do this as well, if I play the little audio, you can hear.
Hello everybody,
be able to hear
welcome to this session all about plants.
And that's one thing I'm able to do in NearPod, is just to add that little audio commentary. Okay, wonderful. Can I just ask a massive favour? If you've done if you've just done it, you just put your hand up to say you've done it. Can you just pull your hands down so I just make sure that I haven't got anybody that's asking any questions? Okay. Yeah, thank you. it's not too confusing. And also, as you can see, the great thing about NearPod is that you can actually open it up in Immersive Reader. So if you click on this little Immersive Reader button, you'll be able to see, I can open this up in Immersive Reader, and this will open up and it'll give me all the functionality of Immersive Reader. So if you're not familiar with Immersive Reader, it's a fantastic tool that Microsoft have created. It allows you to play text, it allows you to change the text, it allows you to change the background colour. So if you do have colours on here that students are struggling with, if you have any issues around things like, if you've only got students with issues with where they struggle to read all the lines on the page, and it does also translate. It also you can translate it as well. You can use it as a translator, and I'll show you how you can switch that on NearPod, because you do need to switch it on. Okay, so let's pop back and let's go to the next slide. Okay, right, so I've got a little audio clip here. If I just click all devices, I'm just going to click for this one. There we go. Okay, so
in today's lesson,
what I will
we'll be learning about the different parts of the plant.
and I've got my little audio recording there if I wanted to. Now, bearing in mind, obviously, if you've switched on Immersive Reader, this will also play it for you. So that play.
What I will learn.
That will also play that slide for them. But you can add some little explanations and things using that little audio resource. Okay. Okay, so this is just an activity that you can add in. This is called a collaborate board. Anybody that's used a Padlet or whiteboard might be very familiar with this sort of thing, but it allows you to collaborate as a class. Okay, so I'm not going to approve student comments because I'm assuming you'll be okay. But if I just click no, there we go. Basically, you can just add your thoughts. So do you have any plants in your garden or home, or what do they look like? Yes, they are all green. I have no flowers. I'm just going to add that in there so you can see what it looks like. Feel free to post. Excellent. As you can see, these little collaborations. I have no plants. Okay. I don't technically have plants. I have a jungle. I've got a patch of grass. Oh yes, me too. Okay, so this is just a sort of, to get people thinking. You could use this discussion as, for anything. It's a good as a little starter activity to get them going with this. Yeah, I have too many. Oh, awesome, brilliant. Okay, so hopefully you can see how instantaneous that is and how great that would be for sort of collaborative, open discussions. Okay, wonderful. And I can like them and everything. There we go. There we go. I can create little like buttons. Okay, and I could also add a little images myself. I can also add little comments myself as a teacher. There we go. I can even, and like I say, as soon as you've already worked out, you can add little images as well to the collaboration board. There we go. Let's see that one. Save that. There we go. Fabulous. Okay, so people have already started having a little play. That's brilliant. Okay, let's just move on for now, but thank you so much for that. That looks really cool. Okay, so the next section. So this is one of the videos that I've actually managed to take from the NearPod library. The NearPod library basically is a fantastic resource, and it's got literally hundreds and hundreds of resources and videos and pre-made lessons. So if you're a bit worried about this, you're not sure really how to sort of create them, you can sort of delve into that NearPod library, which we'll be looking at shortly. Okay, so I'm going to click the teacher plays this, and basically it's going to play on here, and then you can answer as you go in. If you notice on your device or your tab, you'll see a little thing that says eyes up front. Okay, so this will just bring them back to the lesson. Okay, you can sort of set this as students play, and they can watch the video and answer questions at their own pace if they wanted to. Obviously, if you wanted to set this up as a student paced activity. So I'm going to click teacher plays this. Okay, and I'm going to play it. And there's just a lovely little video here.
There are lots of different plants. What do they all have in common? They have the same basic parts. They protect the plant and help it survive.
Okay, and we've got a wonderful little question here. So do you already know about the different parts of the plant? And so just pop in your little answers there. Yes, there is. And if you notice on your devices as well, the Immersive Reader button comes up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I've added my answer, and you can see brilliantly you can see all the answers that the students are submitting for that. Wonderful, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to keep playing. There we go.
Parts of a plant, unpacked.
Take a look at these plants. What do they have in common? What is different about them?
Okay, so I don't know if you quite saw that. It was quite quick, but basically it's just asking sort of, I think it's just basically saying they've all got roots and leaves and things like that. So I'm just going to add in there roots. Okay. but you hopefully get the gist and sort of how that all works and how really interactive that can be, and brilliant for yes, all our fruit, same flower, excellent. Yeah, wonderful. So you can see how interactive that is, and you can see it in class. And obviously this would be the same if you were in a physical classroom environment. So you could put this up, and if you did have students that had the phones or devices, you could pop this up onto your board, and they could they could interact with it as you're going through. Okay, and this video is editable. So this is a video that I basically imported into the presentation from the NearPod library, and these questions you can just add in yourself. So you can just add whatever questions in you want, and this is the same as well for YouTube videos as well. So when you add in a video, you can add in these little questions. Okay, so let's just keep going. Okay, and basically the rest of this is just similar to the first bit. So I've just added a little slide in there. Okay. And again, I've got a little quiz here that I want to sort of do. Okay, so let's just have a go. Okay, I think this is because I've already done it before. Okay, done it. There we go. What colour this should? Right, yeah. So the answers should pop up on there. Let's just go back. Have I done it wrong? I think I might have done it wrong. Let's just go back. There we go. Let's just keep going. Quiz. There we go. Sorry, I might have been a bit quick there. So yeah. So your quiz should pop up on there, and it should say questions. So I'm just going to add in my answers. If you just wanted to add in your answers as well. Main parts of the plant. There we go. Submit. Okay. Okay, and as you added things in there, that should have come up. And basically, as you've added your questions in, everybody has added their questions, and you can see what the answers are for everybody. Okay, so you see a couple of people have added incorrect answers. Some people have added correct answers, and you can get a score report from this as well, which will show you how to download and how to get hold of. Okay, you can also click this little button here, hide student names. Okay, so if you think people might be self-conscious about it, you can just hide that little section there. There you go. So it makes it all nice and confidential. Okay, and I've just got a little video here as well. It's just a little YouTube video. And again, let's just go. Keep going. There we go. So this has come up as a YouTube video. Again, I could edit this, I can ask questions to it, but you can just play it as a normal video. It's sort of self-paced, and they can sort of play that themselves, or you can just play it just on this device if you're using it in class, say on a screen, that you could obviously if you wanted to show them it. Okay, and I can sort of add little questions in here if I wanted to sort of edit this video as well, which makes it really handy if you've already got pre-made resources and pre-made videos. Okay, wonderful. Okay, I hope that gives you an idea, just a little bit of a flavour of NearPod and sort of the scope that potentially it can have. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back. Okay, I'd like to leave the session. Yes, there we go. Okay. There we go. So if you just wanted to pop back to, to pop back to the Teams meeting, I can sort of go through a few bits and pieces. So that was a little bit of a practical go at NearPod. So signing up for NearPod. So we'll start from the beginning, signing up for NearPod. All you need to do is if you just go to nearpod.com, I'll just open up a little browser here so you can see. If you just go to nearpod.com, it's a completely free resource. It is there are limitations to the free options. There are sort of certain storage limitations which we'll go through, but it is free. Okay, so you can sign up for free. You can sign up using, if you've got an Office 365 account, you can sign up for that. If you're using Microsoft, you can just decide sort of how you want to sign up for it, but you can just sign up using your work account. As you can see, Google Office 365, or just add in your email there. Okay, so really quick and easy to sign up for. Okay, when you sort of open it up, this is basically your library. Okay, So if I don't know if you wanted to sort of have a go at this and sign up, probably won't take you too long, but I'm just going to sort of guide you through the rest of these bits and pieces. So we've signed up for NearPod. It's worth it's worth knowing that on the free account, you only get up to 100 megabytes of storage. Now, it's actually not that much. So I think one on sort of, you know, on my library there, I've got sort of a handful of presentations, and I've actually imported a couple of things from the NearPod library, which has included their own videos and things, and that's taking up a fair bit of space. But if you've got your own presentations, or you're creating just, you know, presentations with things like embedded YouTube clips and things, they don't really take that much space up. I've got one here that's a sway that's like 1 megabyte. I've got another one that's a presentation, it's 1 megabyte. It's not that much. It's just if you're using things like videos, this so for example, I've imported this Calm video. This is 25. So just that's something to just be aware of. I have a question, I believe.
Sorry, yeah, just a quick one. How did you say it was 100 megabytes you could keep?
Yes. Let me
Perfect.
just we're into. It's on there. Yeah. So can you see on my account, I've used 83 megabytes of 100 megabytes.
Lovely. Okay, so if you were to get kind of like full, can you download them from NearPod at all? Do you know?
As far as I'm aware, I think it has to be on NearPod, but you can export. You can only export them as PDFs, I think. And you can obviously you can sort of duplicate them. But yeah, as far as I'm aware, I think you have to use them sort of on NearPod, as it were. But it's just a case of being savvy with it. You know, if you're going to put in lots and lots of videos from their library, you know, it could just be that you know, if you say use one of their lessons, you might just use one of their lessons and then just delete it afterwards. Yeah. Download the reports and then just delete it off there. You can download the reports and things. So yeah, it's just knowing what content you can say. Most of my content, like that, like if I go back to that little lesson that I've created, that was 27, but that was because I added that little video in there. But it's just being like savvy with it.
Yeah, no, that's lovely. This looks amazing, and I'm definitely going to use it. But unfortunately, I've got another appointment, and I've got to duck out. Is it?
That's fine. It's been recorded. Yeah, it's been recorded. It'll be uploaded on YouTube, and I'll put it in the team. Don't worry.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
No problem. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, so that's just signing up for NearPod. Just gives you an idea about what's available. So just as well, whilst we're onto the account as well, you do need to, if you want Immersive Reader on your NearPod presentations, you do need to switch it on, and you just do that by just clicking on your account, and then just clicking on Advanced, and then Enable Immersive Reader, and that will enable it for your presentations. If you did decide to do this and you decided you wanted to sort of know a little bit more about it, there is actually also a course on this on the Microsoft Educator Centre. So you can have a look at check that out. I've linked to that at the end. Right, okay, so the really cool thing about NearPod is this NearPod library. It's literally got hundreds and hundreds of lessons already made for you, already sort of videos that you can just take freely. Like I said, you are limited on your storage, so you might you might not be able to sort of download that much off here, but you know, please feel free to have a go. And basically, it's super easy just to import from here. So if I was looking at, for example, if I wanted lessons on, I wanted to find lessons on fractions in maths. So if I just, it's slightly American, got math there. But if I go in to click on maths, okay, I can have a look and just see what's there. So I've got there fractions. Okay, you might just have to work out the levels in terms of grades, because like I say, it's a little bit American. But say if I wanted to use this lesson, I want to preview the lesson, I can just click on that. I can sort of have a look, I can preview it. And then if I wanted to use it, basically all I need to do is click add to my library. Okay, and that just appears into the library. So I can click through it, I can preview it, and all of these things have little activities on. So as you can see, there's a little whiteboard there, activity. There's a quiz embedded in there. And again, if you do this with your students, if you have them to library, this will generate the report for yourself. Okay, so you can see what kind of lesson this is. It's a full lesson with different activities on, and I can just add that to the library, and I can just play that in my lesson if I wanted to, and it just give you suggestions of other things as well. And there's lots of different types of resources, and you can take any of these lessons and any of these videos or that you want, and you can edit them. So if you wanted to share them, you can edit them in your own library. So if I just go into here, and very much everything is very much drag and drop. So say, for example, I just wanted to add one of these videos in, and perhaps I wanted to just add some questions. I can literally just add a video in. So for example, this one on moon phases, I can add that to my library. Sam, I've reached my storage space, so I can't do that, unfortunately. I can add it to my library, and then I can go in and edit it. So there's literally hundreds of different things on here. There's things on all the different subjects that you would need. It really goes from sort of primary school right the way up to secondary and 16 to 18 as well. Mind went blank there, and there's loads of really nice pastoral little activities on here. So if anybody is on here that's in a pastoral role, progress coaches, anything like that, you can use this for for things like BAPD, citizenship, that sort of thing. It'd be brilliant for that. So you've got your car map there, you've got all sorts of little things, you've got things on racial justice. So all these different lessons and activities, are available for you to sort of basically take and edit. So if I just go to my account, you can see, so these are all ones that I've just edited, also I've just added in. And if I wanted to, I can just go in and edit it. So here I've got this observing the sun and moon. If I click on edit, duplicate the lesson. There we go. Let me do it. Come on. Come on. There we go. So this is telling me what so this is in the this is basically in the creators section of the NearPod, and this is telling me what the content is. So I've got some slides in there. There's a poll activity. There's a collaborate board, which we did in the earlier activities. It's web content. There's a little bit of a whiteboard feature there. And if I wanted to, all I need to do is I can add slide. I can delete slides. There's all sorts of things I can do with this, and so if I wanted to, I can just go in and I can just edit that, and I can save that. Same with the videos as well. If I just go into, come on. Same with the video. So if I just wanted to go into that video, I can just edit that video. Oh, I've reached capacity. No. Let me go into my plants font. So this is the slight issue with this whole thing. Okay, that's his code. I don't mind. It's fine. We're not doing it anymore. Okay, so this was obviously the little video that I added earlier. So if I wanted to edit that, I can do. Just click on it. Come on. There we go. So here we go. So I can play it. I can trim it. So if I wanted to, I can make it smaller. So this is a video that I've just added into my presentation from the NearPod library. I can trim it so it's smaller. I did that yesterday because it's quite a long video. And I can also add in an activity to the video. So if I wanted to do what I did earlier, and we thought we were doing little quizzes, I can add an activity in. With this one, it tends to be open-ended or multiple choice questions, but obviously you can pop those in throughout the video if you wanted to. You can do the same thing with YouTube videos. So if you wanted to add in a YouTube video, you can do that, and then you can edit it as well. So if I just go back. Click, back. Okay, so I've got this little thing here, this little web content. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. Ah, it doesn't let me do it. Right, I'm going to add a slide. I'm going to try it again with my video. Here we go. Come on. Right, add a slide. Okay, and then you've got your sort of web content in there, and then you can add that in there. I've just realised I think I'm slightly wrong on this. It's okay. Okay, that's fine. But yes, you can edit. You can see sort of if you wanted to, you can sort of edit those videos and things as well. Okay, what else was I going to go through? Right, so yeah, creating a resource. So if you wanted to create one from scratch, okay, let's just try this. Let's just create one from scratch. Okay. Here we go. That was the video that I meant to find. Okay, I'll have a look at that in a sec. Okay, right, create from scratch. So if I wanted to, I can add activities into any video, which is what I've done there, which was my YouTube video. Okay, so if I wanted to do that, I'll just click on that and I'll just grab a bit. I've got a YouTube video here.
Sun. Revolving around the sun are 8 planets.
Oh, right. Okay, I'm not doing too much right now. Okay, so you can see these are all the videos that are on NearPod that you can just add in and you can edit as I did before. If you wanted to, you can do the same thing with YouTube. So if I just paste this link in that I want. Yes, that's the one I want. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to click save. Come on. Video added. There we go. There we go. So this is the video. This is just from YouTube, and I can just add things in here. I can add an activity. I can add my question if I wanted to. No. It's doing this one. Your favorite planet. There we go. That's probably spelt wrong, but anyway. Okay, so you can add a little activity there so that basically if you play this, then if you wanted to do this as a video, then you can add little questions throughout it. Again, you can trim the video if you wanted to, and you can embed it into a lesson. So once you've added this in and you've edited it, you can add it to a lesson. Okay, so I'm going to just click save. Happy with that for now. There we go. There's my little solar system video. If I wanted to create a full lesson, I can do the same thing. I can click on lesson. So click on create, click on lessons. There we go. And this is what you get. So you've got a couple of options, right? So if you've already got a PowerPoint, like a lot of people already have PowerPoints ready and they don't want to create something from scratch, you can just import your PowerPoint straight into NearPod, and it will basically organize it into slides for you. You can also do it with sways. You can also add in sways, and you can also add in things like PDFs as well. You can also, I'm just going to click add slide. If it's learning content, you can also add in a sway here. So if you click on sway, that will find a sway that you've created, and that will import that into NearPod. I've already done that with this because it just takes a little while. So I'll show you what that looks like. So to add a slide, all you do, click add slide, and then you've got the choice of either content or activities. So if you click on content, you've got the option to put in a video. If you just want to put in a regular slide with information, you can do that. Web content, so things like videos, websites, etc. You've got some really cool things like NearPod 3D and PhET simulations. PhET simulations are basically simulations of experiments. I think it'd be best of me to just show you that, I think. You've got these really cool little things called VR field trips, which you can try out. You've also got videos from the BBC, and you can add in audio and different PDFs as well. Okay, so I'm just going to click on a little slide, create a little slide. Here we go. And then I can just add my title in there. So I'm just going to call this the solar system, and I'm going to just add in some text. Okay, so if anybody's used Sway, it's a little bit like Sway, because basically you just use your little plus button, similar to things like Wakelet. Use a little plus button, add a little bit of content, and then move on to the next thing. So I'm just going to add in my little text there, and I'm just going to put, you know, come to the lesson. On the solar system, I should say. There we go. System. There we go. And obviously you can just, you know, add whatever text in you want there. You can edit the text at the bottom here. So it doesn't give you a lot of options, but you can edit it, you know, however you want to edit it there. And also you can change the themes at the side look by just changing the colours and things. So it really is just sort of click and drag and drop. It's, you know, it's really quite straightforward. I added my little audio text at the bottom there, so I've got a little audio clip that I can do. I can add an audio file, or I can just record straight onto the slide, and just click allow to do that, and then click my little microphone. Welcome to this session on the solar system. There we go. Save, and then I've got a little audio recording there. All right, and I can change things like the background if I wanted to. If I wanted to just put in their planet, there we go. Put that in there. Save. Just change the colour, but you can add that in if you wanted to. All right, okay. You can also change the layout if you wanted to try a different layout. So you can add different things on here as well. So if I just added that, there's some images there. I could add an image there. I could add a little video if I wanted to. As well. Let's just add a little video on here. Little video. Here we go. There we go. That's the one I had before, but never mind. Yeah, so I've got a little video there, so you can really create lots of different resources on the slides there. Okay, I'm happy with that, so I'm just going to save. So I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm going to save and exit. So that's my first slide. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that. It's just telling me my slide theme is going to change everything else in the session. Okay, so you do it slide by slide, and that slide has obviously got a bit of information on it. You might just have it as a text slide. So if I wanted to just add another slide in there, I can do so. And like I said, I can add different types of content in there. These PhET simulations are quite cool. They actually sort of explain how to, they explain sort of how to do different types of experiments and you know, how things work. If I wanted to go, let's go on to here. You've got things like atoms and all sorts of things. So you can find one on physics. Charges and fields. It's kind of physics. Gravity and orbits. Yes, let's do that. There we go. So this is a little simulation. I'm going to click done. There we go. So that's a little simulation that's added in there. Going to add another slide, and basically if I wanted to add in an activity, I've got all these different activities. I can add a matching pair in there, I can add a quiz, I can add a Flipgrid, little memory test, polls. Okay, so if I just add a little poll in there, let's just add in there. Can do so. Come on, there we go. I'm going to just add in, so you can, Mars, random, but anyway, there we go. Okay, you can select multiple options, and you can add media or sort of different audio instructions to that as well. Okay, so I'm going to click that, and so that's a little quiz. Little quiz questions I've added in, and there we go. So I've added a little slide, I've added some simulation, I've added a poll. If I wanted to add a little Flipgrid, I can do so as well. So if I've got a Flipgrid that I wanted to do, I can just click on Flipgrid. And I've already got a Flipgrid here already. So this is one that I made earlier, to quote Billy Peter. And basically what it's asking you for is the web browser. So I'm here in I'm on my account here, and I've just got to copy this and paste this in here, and I've also got to copy the join link. Where's it gone? Is it gone? There you go. Yeah, so also I've got to do, so basically this is my join code. So if I just copy that link there and then paste that into there we go. Okay, and then click add, and that will create a little Flipgrid topic on my presentation. Okay, so that's basically how you add bits into your presentation. When I'm happy with that, I can just save and exit. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to call this solar system. There we go. And I can add it into sort of different grades and subjects, maybe more subjects rather than grades, because I don't, you know, I'm not sure how it sort of works in terms of our grades and things. I'm going to just save and exit that. There we go. Okay, and that appears on here. Okay, and as you can see, I can now preview that by clicking on it. I can see what it looks like. There we go. So this is my slides I created. I had a little video in there. And then this is my FET simulation. Come on, there we go. And you can, it just basically, you can have a sort of play with it. It basically just creates the simulations for different processes, different concepts. You can change it. Those of you that do science, I'm sure can have a little play with that. Got a little poll there, as you can see, and that'll crop up. Okay, there we go. So you can just see what it looks like from the student's perspective. Okay, and when you're happy, you've got a couple of different options. Okay, so when you're happy with it, so you've got these. So you've got the live participation in Zoom, which I say is a Zoom integration. The live participation is what we did the first time. So basically, you would just give them a code, as we did there, and they can just sign up and they can do that live within the lesson. And the student-paced option is basically where you set this lesson for them to complete in their own time. So student-paced is really good for if you're using things like Teams or you're setting work outside of the lesson as well. So if I just click on that, I've got different options. I can just email it out. I can get a link for it. Or if you're using things like Teams, you can add it into Teams as well. This also embeds. So if you're using Moodle or Canvas, it will embed into Moodle or Canvas. So if you just, so it does give you a date of when you have to set it. So you can set the date for how long they've got to do it as well. So which is really useful. So if I just click apply, okay, you can require student responses to prevent skipping. So basically what that means is they have to complete the work. Okay, so if I, for example, wanted to add this to Microsoft Teams, I can do so by clicking Microsoft Teams. And if you've got a class team, come on. Come on. Oh, it's being silly. I think I've got too many things open. I'll just show you what it looks like anyway. There we go. When it opens up, you'll just see it comes up into your team. So you can add it to it. Basically, what it does is it asks you to add it to a team, and then you can add it to a channel, and that's what it looks like. And basically, they can click on it and they can just interact with it within the team. Okay. It's not letting me do that, is it? No. Okay, and obviously if you wanted to, you can embed it. You can get the embed code. I've got a Canvas page open here, across here. Got a few things open now. I need to confuse myself. Ah, it's that one. That's what I wanted. There we go. So I've just copied that embed code. So if I wanted to embed that, however you embed your codes and things into your VLE on Canvas, you just insert and then you click embed, pop your code in, click submit. There we go, and it adds it in. Just taking ages. There we go. Just taking ages. Right, yeah, solar system. There you go. So, yeah, it's just embedded into Canvas. So if you're using Canvas or if you're using Moodle or another VLE, have a go at embedding it into your VLE to see how that works. It'd be quite nice and interesting to work if you set up things like assignments and things as well set up. It might be interesting to see how they work with embedding them into assignments and things as well. Okay, right. So back to NearPod. It's the one that I'm after. So you say you can do student-paced all live participation. Right, I think I've just nearly about covered everything. I've gone into sort of creating a resource, sort of covered integrated apps. So as you can see, as I've already shown, you can integrate a Flipgrid into that as well. And that is actually quite works quite well actually. If I just show you how that works, it basically just adds it. Just opens up the topic on the slides when you actually preview it. Let's just go across there. So we've got the poll, we've got that, and come on, let's go into your Flipgrid. Come on. There we go. Yeah, and then obviously if I join with Microsoft, there we go, I can sign in. And obviously students would sign in anyway. If they're using, they'd need to sign it in with their Microsoft or Google account, whichever one they're using at your organisation. So you do need to sort of sign in when you're using Flipgrid. And there you go. And there's the topic, and I can record a response to my topic within the NearPod. That's a terrible thing. That's a terrible picture of me. And I can just basically engage with that within the lesson. So if you've got something that you need to sort of do a Flipgrid on, just you can add it to the NearPod. Just going back to what you can say, what you can add in. This was a let me just show you. This was a PowerPoint presentation I did, and I basically just uploaded it to NearPod and just added it as slides. So you can just upload your PowerPoint slides, and it just converts them into NearPod slides. And this was actually a Flipgrid that was within my original presentation, and because I'm using it on NearPod, I can actually embed the Flipgrid within the NearPod presentation. There we go. And obviously things where you'd maybe have discussions and things, you could add little activities into that as well. So you can edit that and add your activities and things that you wanted to add in. Same with Sway. You can upload a Sway. This is a Sway that I basically stole. It's one of the sample ones off Microsoft. But basically, it just uploads a Sway, and you can just search through it. It doesn't divide it up into slides. It literally just sort of shows the Sway as it normally is. So it's just like one slide. But obviously you can add bits and pieces into that as well. Okay, I think that's everything. Sort of customizing pre-made lessons. Yeah, the reports. If you wanted to know where the reports are, they are just here. So if you have set any quizzes or any activities up within your presentations that students are participating in, you can see the reports for that. So I've got this one here. Now I've got 2 sessions. I did the session the other day with some of my tests, a couple of test students, and obviously got the session we have today. And as you can see, I can just click on that session, and I can see what my participation is. I can see what people did, whether they answered the questions correctly. I can look at the collaborate board. Okay, I can sort of view the collaborate board if I wanted to. Come on, there we go. So I can view that. I can go back to that and view it. As also there's the interactive video, which obviously we sort of had a go at as well. You can share it. You can share the reports with things, and also you can download it as a PDF, or you can download it as a CSV as well. Okay, so you can download the reports from NearPod if you wanted to. Right, I am conscious that I have pretty much covered most of the things that I wanted to tell you about NearPod. If anybody is interested in checking out the course, there is a course on the Microsoft Educator Centre. It's basically got all these little videos. It's basically similar to what I've just done. It's got lots and lots of videos and tells you a bit more about NearPod and a little quiz at the end. So if you want to get some points on the MEC, you can do that. I've linked that there. I'll pop it in the team as well. And if anybody does want to get some points for today's session by going to educator.microsoft.com, you can pop in that code and you can get some free points on the Microsoft Educator Centre. Has anybody got any questions, or do you just want to go and give it a go? I hope you do, because I really like it. I think it's quite straightforward as well. I think it's not too bad to sort of get your head around.
No, it was really useful. Thank you very much, Heather.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. That was really informative.
I'll just stop recording.
Thank you.